what do you mean by preferable?
Preferable in such a way that for residential buildings,
Mm-hmm.
is it the parallel connection that we normally go for, or the series connection?
All
I know
system.
it's a bit generic.
What?
I said I know the question is a bit generic, but which is preferable for residential buildings?
There is no such thing as preferable, sir. If I
Okay.
understand your question, yes, there is no such thing as preferable when you are talking about designing an effective solar power system. Why would I say there is no such thing as preferable? Due to the fact that it is um, from your working parameters,
Okay.
what you are using to design your solar power system is the working parameters, and these working parameters are from the working components. What you'll be using to what um, set up your solar system. That is what determines the kind of battery or solar panels connections you make. So
Mm.
it's not about the one that is what preferable, or because I
Mm.
think when you say preferable is the one that would be more effective, right, or more
Yes.
efficient. Yeah, so I think
Yes.
that's a better way of putting it than saying preferable. So if you are looking to design a more efficient and effective system, you would have to sit down and take a holistic look at your working parameters, what would work for you at that moment in time, because what would
Mm.
work for me, or if a client invite vatfield tech to set up a solar system, the kind of
Mm.
design we would use might be different from what you, Mr. Suleiman, will be making use of, right? due to the
Yeah.
fact that due to the fact that we might not be making use of the same working parameters, same working tools. Like if I am to work with 300 watt solar panel, you might be working with 600 watt solar panel. I might be working with a hybrid inverter of 15 kVA. You might be working
Yeah.
with a non-hybrid inverter of 5 kVA, which would require you to use a charge controller. At that
Controller.
moment in
Yeah.
time, what works for you is what you will actually go for.
Okay, I understand.
Yes, so they
Mm.
are all at your own use. So if it is series that works for you, fine. If it is a parallel that works for you, fine. If it is what series parallel that works for you, fine. So you have
Mm.
to look at what you are working with. All right.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. Thank you very much for the clarification.
All right. So generally, any other question or questions before the session starts properly tonight? You all can throw it in right now. All right. I think we have a reasonable amount of number of persons now to commence the session. All right. Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's training session. This is officially welcome each and every one of you to our live class, live session. This is officially welcome each and every one of you to the premium session of our solar power system installations. This is also to welcome you to what Vatfield Tech. Um, from now till the end of this training course, you will be hearing what enroll for the premium class, enroll for the premium class, continue and complete the class. All we are saying is the same thing. All we are saying is for you to be able to what to continue and complete what the class. So this premium session is strictly for those who what pays their enrollment fees, and um this begins the premium class. Why would I say it begins the premium class when I have already said the premium class is strictly for those who have paid for the course. Now this is beginning it because the premium class has to do with you taking your time to do a holistic or system design, taking your time to look at the project you are going into, taking your time to know what would work for you. All right. And then but then before you can be able to do that, you need to take a first step, and that first step is what we are giving to you for free. All right. So this is actually the beginning of what a premium class. But after this, you are all, or you would all be mandated to what, to pay your enrollment fees before you can be able to continue or complete the training course. I hope that is what well understood. So you all are welcome. All right. So at the end of our uh, first session on WhatsApp, we have been able to walk you guys through what a solar system is, solar power system, types of solar power system, how you get this energy. We say that it is the energy gotten through the sun when your solar panels, one of the components used for what? Used for your solar system project. When the solar panels absorbs the rays of the sun, it converts it to what? Electrical energy for you to be able to use in your facility through the help of your other solar components. We have also been able to expose you to the types of solar power system. We told you guys that we have what we call what the on-grid solar power system, and we have the off-grid solar power system. When we talk about the on-grid solar power system, we are trying to tell you that it gives you a steady power supply. One, it gives you 24 hours of electricity. What do we mean by that? What we simply mean by an on-grid solar power system is to tell you that you are not just going to be on your solar system, which is what your through your solar panels. You also have the opportunity of being connected to any other available source of what? Power supply, which means that when you are running an on-grid type of solar power system, you are going to be using a special kind of solar component, which would what which would enable you to be connected to other types of what? Power supply sources, such as the grid, which we call the NEPA here in Nigeria, such as what? The wind turbine, such as what? Your generator. So anything that can give you what? Electrical energy, you can as well be connected to it, which will give you the flexibility of having light all day, all time in your what? In your facility. Then we move ahead to tell you about the off-grid. The off-grid simply tells you that you only have the option of being what? Being on a single power supply source. That is just it. You only have the opportunity of being on what? A single power supply source. There is no other power supply source you can be on. Okay, no other one at all. No other one, which means that what? Being on only one power supply source is what? You are going to be on solar, which also mean in another way that you are only going to have electricity in your facility when the sun is up, when your solar panels absorbs the rays of the what? Of sunlight, and then convert it to electricity for you to use in your facility. In as much as we the engineers, we have found a way to give our clients the flexibility of having electricity when the sun is not up. That is talking about the off-grid now, by what? Introducing the battery system. The off-grid type of solar power system still tells you that what? You are only going to have energy through your what? Through your solar panels. We told you there are four basic components used for what? Used for making a proper solar power system installation, which are what? Your solar panel, solar inverter, solar battery, solar charge what? Controllers, right? Four of them. But we also went ahead to tell you that they are not just what? The only component, right? They are not just the only component, right? Due to the fact that there are other components which can be used for what? For safety and protection of your solar power system. We have what we call the fuse, we have what we call the surge, we have what we call the breakers, we have what we call the changeovers, either the manual changeover or the automatic changeover. We have what we call the DCDB, the ACDB. We also have what we call the earthing, the grounds. Yes, all these things are for what? Safety and protection of not just your solar power system, but also the safety of your various home equipment and appliances. So, at all times, you must recommend it for your what? For your client. The fuse and the breakers are both similar due to the fact that they protect against one parameter. All right, but then how well do you know how to use what and apply these two components? We walk you through that process in this hour training course. So we have also been able to tell you as a few maintenance culture, giving you how you can be able to identify this and that, being able to tell you how to effectively maintain your solar power system. Before we rounded up, we told you guys that there are things you need to what note. There are things you need to do before you can be able to what before you can set up your what solar power um, system. Now I'll be sharing my screen so that we would have a review of that for those of you who must have what forgotten. All right, so I'm sharing my screen right now. So like I said, at the end of that before the end of that training session on WhatsApp, we said that there are things to do before solar panel what installation. Three things to take care of: one, calculation of the cost of installation; two, having a good idea of the equipment required for the installation; and knowing the size of the system to be what to be installed. All right, these three things are what you need to take into consideration before you can say you are going to make a very good solar power system. All right, this is from the manual we have been telling you guys about, one of the training materials that we have already prepared for you guys. So we are going to be focusing on the third parameter in the things to do before your solar panel installation, which is what knowing the size of the system to be installed. All right, so when you talk about system design, you are talking about knowing the size of system to be installed. All right, so moving ahead, as we rounded up that session on our WhatsApp platform, questions came. How can one be able to know size of inverter, how many panels, size of batteries, how many batteries will be sufficient to power up a facility? That singular question is one of the reasons why we are here, because we kept telling you guys that what you need to have a proper idea of what we call energy audit. All right, you need to have a proper idea of what we call energy audit, because without it you can never be or you can never say or be a professional in this field. All right, you can never be a professional in this field. All right, so moving ahead, what is energy audit? What is energy audit? What is energy audit? Energy audit takes care of two things for you. On one hand, it tells you about your energy need, and on the other hand, it helps you to know your what to know your to know the various sizes of the various components you have to use for your solar power system setup. What do I mean by this? It means that what energy audit helps you to know how much energy your facility is consuming, what amount of appliances are you going to be feeding to that system when it is when that solar system is installed. How long will you be running those appliances or loads on that your solar power system? There are other things energy audit does for you. From that information, you will now be able to say, oh, okay, say your facility is consuming 4,000 watt. You are going to be you are now going to say, due to the fact that the facility is consuming 4,000 watt, you will be using 4,000 watt to size the various solar components. That is to say, you will be sizing your solar inverter considering 4,000 watts. You will be sizing your solar panel considering 4,000 watts. You will be sizing how many batteries and the length of time those batteries will take to drain considering 4,000 watts. The same thing applies to your charge controllers. right. So those are the things you would need to what take into what into consideration. So this is energy audit, right? This is energy audit. So from my screen, you can see that energy audit is the determination of the energy requirement for a building. It is a careful examination of the electrical what? Loads. It is a careful examination of the electrical loads. Alright? Now, one of the things energy audit does for you is what? It helps you prevent oversizing of your system. Helps you prevent oversizing of your what? Of your system. There are other things it does for you, because in this manual we have made provision for the pros and the cons of what? Energy audit. So for those of you who have it already, congratulations. You can go ahead to simply go ahead to um, have idea of that. Okay, so now there's an interesting part before we conclude this introductory part of tonight class. There's an interesting part which we always love to talk about as a follow up to what we said, things to consider before solar panel installation. And we said what? Knowing the size of system. Here right now, we also under energy audit, we also have what we call what? Things to consider during solar energy audit. Things to consider during solar energy audit. One is the list of electrical appliances to be powered by the solar system. Two, power rating of the electrical appliances in watt. Three, daily running hours of the appliances. Four, total energy consumption of the building. So these four parameters, these four parameters are the things you need to put into consideration before you can make a what? A proper what? Solar energy what? Audit. Now, if you remember when we reviewed um, things to do before you can install before your solar panel panel installation, you see that the third parameter there we said is what? Knowing the size of solar system to be installed. Now it's as if this things to consider during solar energy audit is as a follow up of that what? Of that parameter we listed there. So everything here helps you to know the size of the what? Of that what? Of that your what? System. So for tonight's class, we are also going to be focusing under these things to consider during solar energy audit. We are going to be focusing on this total energy consumption. Total energy consumption of the building. Total energy consumption of that what? Building. That is where we are going to be focusing or for this training session. All right. Remember I said energy audit takes care of two things for you. One, it helps you know your energy need, and on the other hand, it helps you size your various what? Solar what component. Now, helping you know your energy need is the fourth parameter here, which is what? Total energy consumption of your building. All right. So that is what the introductory part of this of tonight what? Of tonight's training session. All right. So like we always have it, like we always have it. Um, there will be questions and answers on this what? Platform. There will be time for questions and answers on this platform, just as we had it on the WhatsApp what? Platform. Please, when that time comes, all you need to do is kindly what? Once you are given the time to speak, kindly tell us your name and your location. Why are you giving us your location? As you can see on this platform, we have um, different individuals from different countries. It may be from, we are all in Africa, right? But different countries. So some are in Cameroon, most of us are in Nigeria, some are in Ghana, some are in Morocco, wherever you are, Uganda, Zambia. So please, you tell us your location. We are taking notice of this because of the act of networking that we are creating. We want to be able to what, do business, transact, run project with those outside of our own community. So we are building a bigger community out there, in which if we have any issues or challenges, you can actually reach out to somebody. There is, if somebody needs a valid information, who will say, oh, maybe this person is in this location, he or she will put you through. So please do well to give us your what, your location. Thank you so much for that. All right, so in continuation, let us proceed. Let us proceed. So proceeding right now. The purpose of tonight's course, the topic for tonight's course is what we title what, load analysis. So what we titled load analysis. Load analysis. Load analysis. Now, what is load analysis? Load analysis is a calculation or series of calculations which helps us to know what, which helps you to know your energy need. Load analysis is a calculation or series of calculations which gives you the information of the various appliances that are to be powered up using your solar system. Load analysis actually gives you that that flexibility of what, of being able to know how much energy your facility is consuming, how much power are you consuming as a person. That is what load analysis does for you. That is what load analysis does for you. So remember, we said total energy consumption of the building in the things to consider during solar energy audit. Total energy consumed. Now, total energy consumed will come as a result. Total energy consumed comes as a result of what? Carrying out load analysis on that facility. All right, carrying out a load analysis on that facility. That is how you are going to be able to know your energy need or energy consumption of that facility. I hope we are together. All right, so let us take analogy of what we mean by a load analysis. All right, so analogy of load analysis. Let's say for tonight, Mr. Simon Ndukwe is our client. Let's say Mr. Simon Ndukwe is our client for tonight. Let's say Mr. Simon has invited Tech to run a solar system for him in his facility. So on getting there, the first thing we are to do, or rather, once you are invited for a solar power system project, there are two professional questions you should always do well to ask your client. Two professional questions and a third one as a bonus, right? Two professional questions and a third one as a bonus to ask our client anytime we are consulted, anytime we are invited for a solar power system project. So let's say Mr. Simon has invited us for a solar project. Getting to his facility, remember I said two professional questions. So asking him the first question, we are going to be asking him to know his what, energy need. So we are going to ask Mr. Simon what is his energy need. So Mr. Simon, if being a new person to solar energy, might confuse him. He might not know what we are talking about when we say energy need. So We will break it down to him by asking him to give us a list of the various uh, appliances he wants to power up using the solar system. He can then say at that moment in time he wants to power up his freezer, his laptop, his radio, whatever. We'll take note of that. Then we will ask the second question. We'll ask Mr. Simon his backup time. Now, asking Mr. Simon his backup time will help us to know how long Mr. Simon wants his what solar power system to run. Now, backup time is a standard parameter which you might end up what hearing, and not just now, but till the end of this training course, because it plays a very vital what role in your what solar power system installation. So let's take a step backward. Remember um, when we said when we introduced the battery system, we said that one of the basic reasons why the battery system is included in the solar system setup is due to the act of what backup. What does that mean? You know that the sun does not stay up all day, and the only source of solar energy is through the sun. So when the sun has gone to sleep, when the sun is not up, what happens? Like I said earlier, engineers found a way to to give the client uh, power in his our facility. What is the solution that we provided? The battery system. So now, how long can that battery system last? So talking about the length of time that battery system will last is also talking about the backup time for that facility, due to the fact that the energy stored in that facility is going to be used when the sun is not what up, and when the solar panels are not charging that your battery system. So when how long can that energy how long can that energy last for you? How long can that energy last for you? How long can that energy last for you? That is that is what backup time tells you. All right, how long can the energy stored in your solar power system last for you? That is what backup time does for you. So um, backup time plays a vital role when you are designing your battery system. Plays a vital role when you are designing your battery system. So please hold on tightly to it, because we are going to be making references to it as we progress in this stage of what system design. Now, talking about the last parameter, or the last question to ask our client. Talking about the last question to ask, we are going to be asking our client to know his what? To know his budget. Now, you have assessed the client, you have discussed with him, you have seen what you are to power using the solar system. How then do you know that your client can be able to carry on with that project? Ask him that innocent question, his budget, because you as a professional, you have already seen what he is what he's going to be powering. All right, so you know that, oh, from what he has brought out, at least 15 kVA will do the project, and you know what 15 kVA can take, or the worth of what incurring a 15 kVA solar system project. So you ask him his budget. He will tell you. Then if you then know that his budget wouldn't be able to to um take up that project, you advise him on what to do. All right, give him what he can afford, while you make provision as a professional. You make provision for what? For upgrades. All right, we have spoken for too long. I hope you all are taking notes. All right, so let's take the first session of questions, like we said we would take. go ahead, unmute yourself, tell us your name and your location, and then you can ask your questions quickly. Thank you. Yeah, good day, sir. Okay, so this is the link of for payment for Kenyans. So all you need to do is you click on the link, it takes you to the payment page. You are paying 2,000 Kenyan shillings, all right? So it takes you to the payment page. You click buy now. Once you click buy now, you fill in your details and click pay now. All right, I can see a hand up. Please unmute yourself and talk to us, please. Unmute yourself, touch your microphone so that you can unmute yourself and then talk to us.
Okay, good evening. I'm Rahina from Nigeria. So sorry, I there was a bridge in communication. And
All
you
right, so once you fill in your
when you
details,
mentioned
you
the
click pay now.
professional questions to be asked,
You click on pay
professional
now,
questions
and
to ask
then
our client
once you
before,
click on pay now,
the first one was I got it the
you
backup
then
time.
use
I
pay,
missed the
select
second
pay
one,
via
and then
mobile
the
money. If you
third
use
one,
mobile
the
money, the
budget,
number to
right?
make transfer
So
to.
please, I missed the
So
second
once
one
you
before the last one. Can you just
so once you
um
make your payment, you will then be added to
explain
the
a little
platform.
bit
As you
about
can
it?
hear
Thank you.
now, the session is ongoing and people are already interacting on the platform. All right, thank you. All right, so sorry, Madam Rehina. Can you please go over your question again? I lost you on the way.
Regarding the professional questions to ask our clients, the first one was backup time. I missed the second one. The third one is budget, right? Please, can you rewind the second one?
Okay,
I missed it.
okay. So the first one is not backup time. The first one is energy need. Energy need of the facility. That is the first question. Energy need, which is to tell you how much energy consumption of the facility, or how much energy does that facility consume, which is to tell you or give you a good idea of the amount and the number of appliances that are going to be powered up using the solar system. Then you have the second question to be backup and the third one to be budget.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Okay. So is there any other question from everyone? I hope we are all following. Mr. Suleiman, Mr. Simon, our client, Mr. Simon, you have been silent. Oh, can I pronounce that name? Mr. Diop. If I, please, if I murder the name, pardon me, okay? All right, okay. So there's a silence in the. Okay, go ahead, please. I can see another hand, Mr. Suleiman.
Yeah, I just have a question. This regarding the what do you call it, the energy needs. What if the client's energy needs is more than his budget? How do you go about that?
All right, just like I said, I think I spoke about it too. If the client's energy need is more than the budget, what you do is you advise the client to give him what he can afford. That is to say, what that budget can implement at that moment in time, you design and bring it forward, present it to your what to the client. He should be able to buy that idea if he urgently needs that what a needs energy in his what facility. That is to say, if the energy need of that facility is something like what 15 kVA, and the client can afford what 5 kVA at that moment in time, you go ahead, design, and what advise that client to go for that what 5 kVA. Once the 5 kVA is approved to be implemented, all you need to do is what advise the client on the number of appliances that 5 kVA can power at a time. All right, then he can then be able to run the other appliances concurrently with what is what has originally been designed with that for that 5 kVA system. However, while you are designing what works for that client, all right, at that moment for that client, you as a professional should make sure you make provision for upgrades. What I mean when I say upgrade is that You already know that the original thing to power the whole facility is 15 kVA, but the challenge that you had was what? Budget, which is a finance, which is money, right? So you have um ended up what? Making provision for what? 15 for 5 kVA. Now, while installing that system, please make provision for what? Upgrades, future upgrades. That is to say, you can upgrade that your inverter system to 10 kVA the following day. You don't need to change your batteries. You don't need to change your what? You don't need to change your throw away your batteries. You don't need to throw away your solar panels or throw away your charge controller. That is what I mean by making provision for what? For upgrades. You might need to what? Add more batteries. Adding more batteries, that is another upgrade when it comes to what? To the storage. Okay, adding more batteries should not lead to you what? Throwing away your inverter. Adding more batteries should not lead to you what? Throwing away your what? Your solar panels, or throwing away your what? Your charge controllers. But then, however, or should I say however, when you are making upgrades in your what? In your solar panels, it might lead to an or also an upgrade in your charge controller, depending on the type of system that you have designed to run for that facility. That is what we're talking about, sir.
Okay, I get you. So that means for all our clients, we need to have like we need to plan for upgrades if it doesn't fall within their budgets. And like you said, if we work with their energy needs and it falls within their budget, then fine. But if it doesn't, we only advise on what will work with their budget. So literally, we're just going to work with their budget at the end of the day, right?
Of course, yes. It is what
So
it is what your client can afford. You give to him.
yes, so for the future upgrade, like if you're going to upgrade your panels and everything, does that mean when it comes to the upgrade, is it going to affect the inverter itself, or is it just going to be the charging controller, depending on the client's needs?
Whatsoever the need for upgrade is, it will affect any part of the solar system. Anything, or the whole part of the solar system, whatsoever the whole component that make up your solar system can be upgraded. But then, what part needs that upgrade at that moment in time? When we talk about upgrade, we are saying that this size of inverter system can no longer power the available number of appliances, right? Remember, originally you designed that house to be powered using what? 15 kVA, but you ended up with 5 kVA. That is an example, right? But then along the line, the client has now said, oh, I can afford 10 kVA, which means there are more what? Appliances to be powered. So you need to change the inverter system.
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So let us proceed. The time is fast spent already. So now let us take a typical example of what we call what? A load uh, analysis. Yes, a load audit, a load analysis. Let's take a typical example of a load analysis. I'm going to be sharing my screen again. I'm sharing my screen again. All right, so for information's sake, we understand that there will be issues of network connectivity. So for those of you who are coming in and going out, we see you. It might be issues of network connectivity. And then we have made provision of what? Recording these classes as we are here live. So these classes are being recorded and the videos will be shared. So for those of you who are having doubt that if you enroll for the premium class, how would you benefit if you're not available for it? That is what I just answered. The classes are being recorded live as we are here right now. So you have nothing to worry about. You get the videos, you watch it at your own time. You come to ask your questions at your own time and we'll always attend to you. All right, thank you. So electrical load analysis is what we're talking about, right? We said from energy audit takes care of two things. One hand tells you about your energy need. That's your energy need. For you to know your energy need, you need to go through the process of what? Load audit. Going through the process of load audit will lead you to what? The process of what? Load analysis. All right. So, like we have said, we have asked our client, Mr. Simon, his what energy need, and he has given us these 5 appliances to be powered up. Please, at this moment in time, you can write. This is the only time it is free for you to write. After now, you might not see it free again. All right. Thank you. So, these are the 5 appliances our client for tonight, Mr. Simon, wants to power up using the what? Using the solar system. The DVD player, the light bulb, the ceiling fan, the refrigerator, and the what? The blender. 5 appliances, 5 basic what? Appliances. Now, how do we run a load analysis on this for us to be able to what? To know the energy need of this what facility. Please don't lose focus. While we are running a load analysis on the facility is for us to what? Is for us to know the energy need of this what? Of this facility. So for that, we are going to be what? Taking into consideration 3 standard parameters. The first one is the quantity of appliance. Second one is the power consumed by the appliance, and the third one is the what? Running time of the appliance. The quantity of the appliance has to do with what? Knowing how many of the same appliance does what our client want to power up using the what? Solar system. Like you can see for DVD player, you have 3 as the quantity of appliance, which simply means that what? There are 3 different what? There are 3 DVD players probably in different rooms in that what? Facility. So power consumed has to do with what? Knowing the actual amount of energy being consumed by that what? By that appliance. So power consumed has to do with what? The rated wattages of each and every what? Appliance. Rated wattages: 10 watts, 5 watts, 3 watts, 2 watts, 1 horsepower, 2 horsepower, 3 horsepower. That is what we talk about when we say what's the power consumed. All right. So the running time has to do with what? Um, how long, how long is the client going to be what? Powering up his appliances. That is to say, um, the running time is only considered when those appliances are powered up. That is the only time the running time takes effect. All right. So now you have what we call what? The running time. We had what we call what? The backup time. Please know the difference. All right. Know the difference. So as we progress, you can ask more questions on that, and you will be giving a very nice answers. You'll be giving very nice answers to it. Okay. All right. So now, 5 appliances to be powered up. How do we go about it? All right. So firstly, let us take the parameters of these 5 appliances. As you can see on my screen, you can write along. For the DVD player, the quantity is 3, power consumed is 100 watts, running time is 1 hour. For the light bulb, quantity is 1, power consumed 100 watts, running time 2 hours. For the ceiling fan, quantity is 10, power consumed is 10 watts, running time 24 hours. For the refrigerator, quantity is 3, power consumed is 10 watts, running time 4 hours. For the blender, quantity is 1, power consumed is 80 watts, running time is 1 hour. Right? Yes, that is the information that you should have, or we collected from Mr. Simon's facility. Now, how do we run a load analysis on this? It is very simple. We have a formula for that, and that formula says that what? Energy consumed is given as what? Or equal to quantity of appliance multiplied by the power consumed multiplied by the running time. You might have to write that down, because here right now that formula is not given on my screen. Okay, but as you progress you will see it, or if you have the training manual, the PDF document is already in it, you have a view of it there. But if you don't have it, you can write the formula down. Energy consumed is given as what? Quantity of appliance multiplied by the power consumed multiplied by the running time. That is the formula. Now, how do you apply that formula? It's you apply it. There's a method of application for that formula, which is what? You use the formula. You apply the formula on each of these what? 5 appliances, which means that what? You get the energy consumed by each of these five appliances, sum it up. That is to say, you add everything up, the various energy consumptions up, to give you your total energy consumption, which becomes your what, the energy need of the facility. I hope that is what that is taken. Now, moving ahead with the DVD player, 3 multiplied by 100 by 1 gives you 300 watt hour. Light bulb, 1 multiplied by 100 by 2 gives you 200 watt hour. Ceiling fan, 10 multiplied by 10 by 24 gives you 2400 watt hour. Please punch these things on your calculators like we usually say. There will always be room for mistakes, which you can correct easily. Refrigerator, 3 multiplied by 10 by 4, 120 watt hour. For the blender, 1 multiplied by 80 by 1 gives you your what, 80 watt hour. So please, is there anyone writing here? Quickly, if you are writing and you are punching it along with us, quickly tell us the total energy uh, consumed. Mr. Suleiman, are you there? Mr. Simon, Madam Ra Rahimi, Rahimat, please forgive me, okay? Those names are foreign. Okay, I think I can call you Abdul Karim. Yeah, I'm more familiar with that.
Yes, actually, I'm following. I'm actually referencing the what you're saying with the one on the PDF, but it seems to be a bit different, if I'm not mistaken.
We didn't
Right?
ask you to we didn't ask you to use the PDF. So what is in the
Oh,
PDF document is different from this, please, okay? What is in the PDF document is different from this. So you might not use that for this. So if you are going there to tell me the value for this, you will be very, very wrong, okay? So the values are
exactly.
so the values are different, okay? So
Okay.
yeah. So no
All
one is
right.
punching it, even the client is not working with us. Madam Abdul Karim, are you working with us?
I'm still trying to get the formula. You say quantity of the appliance all over the power consumed times the um
Mm,
running time. I don't know
no,
if I'm getting the formula correctly.
no, you got it wrongly. It is quantity of appliance multiplied by the power consumed multiplied by the running time. It is all multiplication all true.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So while you are all busy doing that, let us see it. Oh no, okay, this is not it. Let us see the answer to that. So this is it. So what you are expected to have is 3100 watt hour, as you can see on my screen. It is 3100 watt hour. That is the energy consumed by the facility. All right, that's the energy consumed by the facility. So Madam Abdul Karim, I hope you have been able to correct yourself and then point these things to give you the right answers. All right, thank you. So for those of you who have the training manual, you can see the essence of having that document. It gives you an insight to what you are going to learn, in as much as they don't have the same what um values. They contain the same information but not the same values. But then why we did it that way is you learn here, you learn there. It gives you a clear idea and clear view of what you are working yourself into, and then you have a better understanding of what we are doing here. All right. So and this is the energy consumed by the what, the facility. So then we can now go ahead to design the various what, the various sizes of the what, solar components to be what used. So we are going to be sizing our inverter system based on what, 3100 watt hour down to the what, charge controller. Do not forget the safety aspect of your what, solar power system. All right, questions please. Our time is fast spent already, so we just have what, 5 minutes for questions. So please, questions please, quickly.
Good evening. Thank you so much. This is Simon from Nigeria. I'm grateful. I've been following from the start, and the explanation seems to be clear and detailed. It's good you mentioned about the safety aspect of it. I was waiting for that part to come because one, safety of the appliance is one, considering the budget of your client, and two, your own safety. Because when you are trying to get this energy consumption unit, you need to be too sure that the energy requirement of the facility is at 100. Will you have to go to assess it with the owner, or will you work on what they give to you? Because some people, maybe because of security or something, may just say, no, this is what I have. And at the end of the day, when you are done, you notice that it's not the truth. And of course, it will affect the efficiency of your job. That is one. Then two, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how best to put it. Maybe you could help to clarify it. Um, should the person not have the budget at his or her disposal, but really have the interest to get there? So say you make room for upgrade and all. Now, is there any available access for us now as a group to either cooperate based on our locations to see how to carry out the job and maybe put up MOU with the person that within a given time you pay up. Please, I will need you to extend the light on that area. And thank you again for using me as the client for the class. I appreciate you.
All right, so Mr. Simon, don't just appreciate us for using you as our client. You need to also show us uh, the other appreciation by giving us dinner for tonight. All right, thank you. So our time is fast spent. We will be we'll be only
Hello,
able
sir.
to take one
Good evening.
question.
Please, I just joined because I was having network challenge.
Mr. Lucky, hold
Please,
on, hold on,
can you
hold on.
forward this recording?
Uh,
Go
so
to go through it. Thank you.
so we'll be we will only be able to take one of your questions, while the other one will be taken if you are able to enroll for the course. That is to say, the as a follow-up class from tomorrow. All right. Your first question is how do you know that the information your client gives you is what is legit? Now, one of the things we focus more when we talk about this load analysis is what site visitation. All right, it is site visitation. Okay. We have an upgrade course to this one that we call what the mini grid. The first thing you are told when you enroll for the mini grid course is what site visitation. Yes, because in mini grid you are making that system for what? For at a large scale, right? For community use, power up a factory, a hospital, or whatever. On that aspect, you must be sure of what you are working with. So, site visitation is also very important when it comes to what? When it comes to um, your residential aspect of solar system installation. However, However, if the location is a problem, you can ask the client. He must be able to give you valid information. Take pictures of the nameplate, okay? Because every appliance has a nameplate on it. The label that tells you that tells you all the information about that system or appliance. You must what? You must have a view of that for you to be able to say, okay, what you are doing will be what will be a very efficient what system. So please, you need to what work more on that. All right, either they give you the nameplate or you can visit the facility. I hope that is taken. So all right, so we might have to take one more question. Like our client, Mr. Simon, don't be offended, you are our client, but please let's see if another person has a question before we round up. Okay. Madam Abdul Karim, are you talking to us? You have a question, your hand have gone down.
Yes, please. I don't know. This running time, are they constant for, let's say, for DVD player per hour it consume 300 battery, or I don't know. Is
Okay,
that a constant value for
okay.
each?
Okay, all right, hold on. So what will happen is that for that, I think you have already enrolled for the premium class. You have paid your enrollment fee. So, um, in tomorrow's session, we will give you um an answer to that. All right. However, the running time is not what constant. The running time there is only 1 hour. The 300 watt hour is the energy consumed by the what the DVD player. All right, so it is 1 hour. That is how long that this appliance, this DVD player, is going to what run. You can see for the ceiling fan it is 24 hours, which is different from 1 hour. All right, okay. So at this point in time, this is where we'll be telling you guys that you need to what enroll for the what for the um class properly, which is the premium class. And enrolling has to do with what you pay your what your enrollment what fee. You should know this by now. Those in Nigeria are paying 5,000. If you're in Cameroon, you are in Ghana, you are in Uganda, Zambia, wherever you are, and you do not know how you can make your payment, please reach out to us. We will also post this information on the training what platform for you to have access to it. All right. So for those of you who have questions to ask, please we will take them tomorrow. Our time is fast spent, and we also have another session this evening. All right. So thank you all for being here with us. We want to see you in our other training sessions, and of course in our other training courses. We hope we have been able to do justice to tonight's what training class. Have a wonderful night rest, everyone. Good night.